Hello. I slept over the night and had some more thoughts to share about making interesting characters. And I think the big one is addition by subtraction. Watching Crispy's unsolicited advice, it showcased a bunch of people that play role-playing games without too much role-playing going on, or taking roleplay, doing very unserious characters in a serious setting. Like one of them featured Girls, Guts and Glory, where one of the female players plays a dwarf, right? But she plays a dwarf, she is really hamming it up. It really much feels like a caricature that is there to be the joke, the punchline, the comic relief, compared to all the other players that are serious characters. And that makes it a tone clash. The other thing that I noticed is a lot of tables just allow for above table talk, right? This is what we call being out of character talks, or asking mother may I questions. DM, can I enter the door? Is the door locked? Can I see if there's a tavern in the town? Mother, may I go to the toilet, please? And every time you talk out of character, it takes away from being able to express your character, because now you're no longer looking at the world through the eyes of your character, and it breaks the immersion. Now, immersion is important because that will allow you to think like your character would think, to get more into his mind, to allow you to express him better. So, addition by subtraction, you gain more if you remove things from the table. And for that, you will have to come to an agreement with your gaming table. I talk about that a lot on the other videos and in our 4D role-playing circles. But you will have to be in alignment with the other players at the table, because every time the Game Master sets up a scene that is interesting, playing a cassette of a horrifying event happening in the spaceship where all the other players arrived at to figure out what's going on, and then the cassette tape stops and the players just make jokes to each other, or the first question is, what is the atmospheric change, atmosphere in the room? It breaks immersion. And those moments are key and absolutely important to allow you to have those interesting moments to make your character shine. All right, let's think of an example. One of them was when I was playing my dwarf. I was at the temple with Philippe, the noble magus, and the other player was at the wizard's tower, and we saw him in the distance, and I thought there was a big distance between the temple and the tower, that I'm gonna have some time to talk to Philippe. I had a scene in my head of, oh right, I have a moment with my dwarf and Philippe alone. I could take this moment to ask in character, are you alright, son? Don't let the nerves get to you. Stay focused on the task. There's no reason to second guess, because it was clear that Philippe was quite nervous. But what happened instead is Conway saw it as a cue that when Nicholas described Shair like walking back down the road towards the temple, he saw this as a cue that, all right, Shair is nearby again, he can talk to Shair. And now the moment is gone, because I'm no longer alone with Philippe. So it's a scene that is lost, but that is fine. That is what happens. This is why it's not scripted, right? I'm not trying to plan out the scenes with the other players, I stay in character. I thought I had a cool moment and the moment was gone. But I did bring it up after the session, like after I had some time to think about it. I think the next day, or like 4 hours later, I had this moment. I wish I could have done it, but the scene was gone. And the players realized like, oh yeah, I totally jumped the shark trying to react to anything that's happening on screen. And being able to just talk about that allows us to have a better cohesion as a group of players that play Pathfinder together. So that the next opportunity it arises in session 3, we had better role-playing moments because we had a better feeling for each other as players of what we want to do and how we want to do it. So we can look out for those moments. I can look out for Conway. He's looking for opportunities to react to, but he can look out for Sonalar, for me, looking for opportunities where scenes want to breathe. And that allows me to step up my end of the role-playing to react what is happening and speak in character, and it allows for Conway to hold himself back a little bit, so it fits the tempo with the rest of the table. He's not afraid that he doesn't need to be afraid that he might get skipped over or that he might lose the moment, so he must speak up now and roleplay now. Addition by subtraction. If you speak out of character in those moments, the moment can never shine. And this is how you make your characters more interesting. There you go. Just a short one for people who go to work or any other way. If you like this, let me know what you think. Try it out in your games. And it is just one more reason to that you can give to the other players at your table. If you wish to have a more immersive role-playing experience, to ask them if you can try out, like, can we do the first half hour without asking the Game Master questions and without out of character talk? And see how that feels. Just say where you are, what you do, and speaking in character, and keeping it like short, below 30 seconds. And then the next player goes and says where he is, what he does, and speaks in character. Or he reacts to the other player, and they bounce back and forth. And they bounce back and forth like 3 or 4 times. But then you stop, and the Game Master asks the next player character, the last stone splitter, he might say. And I take this as a signal, alright, it's my turn. And I say where I am, what I do, and what I say. That way you get more moments for your character to shine and to showcase a different facet, so he can shine more brightly at your table. Alright, I think that's all I got for now. See you guys later.